Stu Holden, the Fox Sports lead analyst for the FIFA World Cup, joining us from Qatar. Stu, thanks for joining us. I know it's a match once they get on to the pitch, but this feels like there's a little bit more tension that's around it, the ambiance there. How would you describe it?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, 5'10", 165, right? That's how I have to announce myself.
Yes.
Coming in red hot here from Qatar. Look, there's a lot off the field. There's a lot of history between these two nations. There's a lot going on off the field with Iran. I think we saw that have a real effect on their team for the first game of the tournament. They got thumped by England 6-2. The players didn't sing the national anthem. They turned that around in the second game. I think got that out of their system and the pressure of, representing their nation during this time right now. They win their second match, and now they're in a position to advance where they only need a tie today against the United States, and the U.S. team coming in needing a win. So, there's a lot at stake, I think, considering also, as you said, what's going on, let alone on the field. But I do think that this is a case of this is all the talk. This is all bubbling over. It's creating an energy between the fans, the two nations. But once that ball is kicked, it's 11v11. It's a soccer ball. And, I still fancy the U.S. to use that energy in the right way. One of my colleagues, quickly, Alexi Lalas, he said when they played Iran back in the World Cup, he underestimated actually what the political tensions and how that really helped the Iranian team, and they didn't match that. So I would assume that this group has been briefed on that.
Where are you right now?
I am right outside Al Tumama Stadium, it's called. It's one of the 8 venues here. This is where the U.S. will be playing against Iran in about, we got 2.5 hours until kickoff here. I'll be inside on the call, and it's crazy. There's like a buzz going on around the stadium, and almost just, I think me, like many fans and like the players, you just want to get this game started now.
Do they tailgate over there?
No. Well, I'm sure you saw that there's designated fan zones where you're allowed to drink. Outside of the stadiums, you are not allowed to drink. Inside the stadiums, there's no alcohol unless you're in VIP. Take that for what it's worth. But it's not quite the same culture. Although one of the best things of a World Cup, though, really is all the these melting pots of all the different fans partying and bongo drums and all the rest of it.
The pressure on the United States is what, if you could measure it?
This generation of players, I think, has been built up as one of our most exciting yet. But yet, no matter what happened the last 4 years, no matter the fact that we're the second youngest team in the tournament, this team will be judged on what happens tonight. Fair or not fair, U.S. teams are judged at a World Cup, not if you win these domestic competitions. This is when the eyes of our nation comes and watches soccer. Like, we become soccer nations for small moments. That's during the World Cup. I mean, we had on Black Friday, U.S.-England, our highest watched men's game ever on national TV. Almost 19 million viewers we peaked at. This is when people watch, and this is where you bring people into our soccer tent. And we as Americans, we're pretty dang good at sports. We're great at the NFL, basketball, baseball. We're not the best in soccer, and I think there's an expectation that we start to catch up. If we can't beat Iran in a game that's a one and done to advance to the round of 16, I think it's going to once again send the message that we're still a little ways off here.
Did you play against Messi or Ronaldo?
I did, yeah. Messi, I tried to get a piece of his shirt at any time in the game. Unreal, man. That for me is one that I'll tell my kids. I hope their kids tell their grandkids. Like that to me is the best player to have ever played the game. I don't know what you think watching him, Dan. I mean, like his just skill set and how he's so diminutive, but yet just so the guy delivers. I would love to see him lift his first World Cup here in Qatar.
But how do you explain his greatness? If I look at him, and we have athletes in all different sports where you go, it defies logic. Because there's nothing that is impressive when you see Messi, but then you see what he does when he's on a soccer field. How did you explain it?
Yeah, he just has that supernatural ability. Think about some of the best athletes that we have had in our history. And Michael Jordan is a guy, right, that he carries that presence when you stepped on a field with him or stepped on a court with Jordan. Steve Nash is a good one of my buddies, and he talked about, when I say who was better, LeBron or Michael Jordan, and he just said Jordan carried this aura when he was on the court that you knew he was always capable of delivering the big time play. And we continually ask that of Messi, right? And Messi with his backs against the wall the other night, Argentina needed to win to stay in the tournament. Who scores the goal? It's Messi. He has one one chance, it's one goal, it's one shot. He just has that ability. No matter what the pressure, tight spaces, he can always deliver and continues to carry that pressure and make it seem like it's nothing. So he's the GOAT, man. Just so impressive.
Ronaldo, did you play against him?
I did not. Ronaldo is, I guess, such a big figure like Messi, but so different, right? I just think they're contrasting in the way. If you looked at the two of them in the room, and I think you said, "Hey, who's the better athlete?" Everybody would say it's Ronaldo, right? Like Ronaldo is built like a figurine. He's like a sculpture. He has 2% body fat. He's handsome. He's powerful. He's strong. Both feet. He can jump out of the building. I have a lot of respect for Ronaldo. I'm still on the Messi team, and I know people are normally in one camp or another. I think I like Messi in that he can fit into any team. I think Ronaldo has to play in a specific type of team to be successful.
I'll leave you with this. The Saudis got Rolls Royces after beating Argentina. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So, do other kinds
the Saudis got Rolls Royces. I actually just heard that Christian Pulisic gave all of his teammates a Cartier watch ahead of this tournament, as kind of sometimes the star player on the team does that, and he made a point of saying to the guys, like, this is a special thing. I'm giving my teammates this, and we're going to do this together. Greg Berhalter, the coach, gave them Tiffany bracelets. I know what's the equivalent for the U.S. guys, right? Like if we beat Iran or we make a run to the quarterfinals, what are we giving these guys? Like let's name it now. Let's go out there and get a sponsor. Like, is it an all-American Ford pickup truck?
Maybe I could talk.
Maybe a Tesla.
Yeah, I'm sponsored by Mercedes. Maybe we could we could hook them up. It's not like the Saudis where they're giving out a Rolls Royce to you. Pretty good. Hey, Stu, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and have fun.
Dan, appreciate it, man.
That's Stu Holden, the Fox Sports lead analyst for the World Cup, on the call for the must-win match, the men's national team versus Iran. Live coverage starts at 1 Eastern on Fox and right up to kickoff at 2 Eastern.